Lake Champlain, one of the best venues that you can have for a professional bass fishing tournament. Plattsburgh, New York, our host city this week. In Lake Champlain, one of those places you can target largemouth and win. You can target smallmouth and win. And you can mix in a little bit of both and win as well. So it's a very special place, a very large fishery. You can go far reaches to the south to Ticonderoga, far north to Missisquoi Bay, the inland sea. You can fish on the New York side, the Vermont side. A lot of options in play this week. Welcome to the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. Ronnie Moore here with Mike Sucon and Such. Day one didn't disappoint. We thought it could be a little tougher, immediate post-spawn for these smallmouth, maybe smaller fish. We saw a lot of quality and a lot of fish catches happen as well.
Yeah, you know, Ronnie, there were a little bit smaller fish, and the guys were not sure exactly where they're going to be catching them. They were in a post-spawn funk a little bit where they weren't sure where to find most of their fish.
But we got to ride around with our top 5 in the Angler of the Year race and our defending 2-time Bassmaster Classic champion, Hank Cherry. Cherry with a little bit of a quick start. He caught 2 or 3 very quick Such, but then he went on a little bit of a lull, lost some fish in between there, has since filled his limit, rounding out his day, but not the weight that you need at Champlain. And people are, if you're just tuning into Lake Champlain for the first time, if you don't have 15 pounds, you're gonna be behind 3/4 of the field, because a 3-pound average is very easy at Champlain, it seems.
Yeah, you got to have 3 pluses, 4 pluses last year to really compete for the title. Cherry did not get one over 3 pounds today, Ronnie.
But for him, he is already in the Classic cut line, and he already qualified for next year's Classic by winning just a few weeks ago. One of the guys that we know has the chance to win one of these last 2 events, whether it's Lake Champlain or the St. Lawrence River. Chris Johnston, our winner from last year, Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River. He had some key misses and losses today, but hey, he started his day on smallmouth, made the transition to largemouth, and looked like an expert doing so. It was a great move by him, but sometimes you don't land every fish that bites.
And you're not in the area where the bigger fish are living. That's sometimes where these guys choose to fish, Ronnie. He never did get the big bite again, just like Cherry.
One of those deals, you can catch 15 or 20 fish and feel like you had a good day, but if you didn't get that above average quality, then you're gonna be behind a lot of names on that leaderboard. An ounce here
this thing's up
goes a long ways, because a pound goes 10 to 15 spots at least for these anglers. Jason Christie, the nearest pursuer in our Bassmaster Angler of the Year race to our leader, Seth Fighter. Christie started the week 48 points behind Fighter. Desperately needed to make up at least 10 to 20 points this week so that it's manageable next week, but that is not the case. Seth Fighter's held his own, and Christie is kind of toe-to-toe with him, I guess.
Yeah, but Christie did not come in here optimistic about his chances really catching fish. He kind of was telling folks, Seth Fighter's going to have to slip up. You know, we're going to his house. If the ball's in his court, he's, the guy who's going to have to lose it.
It is definitely Seth Fighter's Angler of the Year race to lose, but we saw Jason Christie toy around with smallmouth this morning, just like Seth Fighter, just like Chris Johnston, and at a certain point, he pulled the plug, came and fished a bunch of these reed patches for largemouth, and he started to catch plenty, but like we said, you're not gonna get every one of those in the boat, especially around vegetation. We saw him lose a couple key ones. A guy who really is primed up to maybe have a good northern swing, hasn't really done well up north in the past, Patrick Walters. With his forward-facing sonar and that ability and expertise he has there, the fish that are roaming, these post-spawn fish that suspend and roam out here, aren't on any structure. This is when Walters can shine, and he did so with a topwater, he did so with some finesse tactics, and he is in position late in the day with a couple key upgrades to do well.
Yeah, Ronnie Moore, he's kind of scared of landing those fish with the treble hooks, though, isn't he? He didn't like the smallmouth really fighting at the boat, but he had a decent day.
He said today, hey, if anybody knows how to land smallmouth better than I do, please DM me some tips, because I cannot land one to save my life. He's obviously joking and making fun of himself there, but he did get a couple key ones in the boat, including this 4-pounder late in the day to help cull up at least 1.5 pounds for him. And it wouldn't be a Lake Champlain event, Such, if we didn't take a look in with Brandon Polinick, our defending champion from this event, a guy who has plenty of experience and good success in New York. Polinick with a late charge last year to win, started strong today, and honestly, out of the 6 anglers on camera, looked about as rock solid as it comes with landing quality smallmouth all day, and then he got that bonus largemouth bite that was totally unexpected.
How crazy was that? A 4.6, his biggest fish of the day, comes in a smallmouth haunt, and it's a largemouth.
I've heard of that a little bit in the opens. I remember covering Sam George in the opens, and he caught a random big largemouth off a deep rock pile. So Champlain, that's why we said it's one of the best lakes in the country, tournament fishing-wise, for catching both species.
He just wants to be in the hunt. Polinick, when he gets there, he's a finisher. He's a closer. If he can stay in the mix the rest of the week.
To be in the mix, though, you're going to need that 17 and a half, 18 pounds at least to be close, within earshot of the lead, and he has done that on day one. And the guy we really had our eyes on, 2 second-place finishes here at Lake Champlain. He lives about 23 hours away, Such, but this is about as close as it comes to his home lake. He
Similar
very
waters.
comfortable here. It reminds him of Minnetonka, maybe a little bit of Mille Lacs when he's fishing for smallmouth at times.
Stupid smallmouth.
He did. He toyed with those this morning, got frustrated, finally switched to largemouth, and we saw his success rate change for the better.
Nice largemouth.
Really started to dial in what he knows best, flipping a jig in that vegetation, and really felt like 2017 all over again, felt like 2020 all over again. And that late day adjustment, midday adjustment to late day, has Fighter in a good position in the 20s, which is where you want to be, but he wants to be in the teens. He's going to be close. And at the end of the day, late on Bassmaster Live, when we ended, before he checked in, one of his last few casts of the day, Fighter with this game changer.
Yes. Oh my.
What a
good day
fish
all
for him.
around, Ronnie.
Jig popped out right there if you saw that at the end. What a good day of fishing we saw in Champlain. We're going to see that every day of competition here. We can watch it all go down live 8 a.m. on Friday morning, Bassmaster.com, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We'll see you all day long for Friday coverage. The guaranteed rate, Bassmaster Elite at Lake Champlain. We'll see you tomorrow.